girls, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Rye and this is Rye's Reading Corner, and today we are doing a good old book haul.
But I'm right here, it's gonna be okay.
Hello, I'm Rye and this is Rye's Reading Corner. If this is the first time you are seeing my face, if you've not yet hit the subscribe button, please do so. It's super easy and it really helps my channel grow. So as you can tell by my thumbnail and my little introduction, today we are doing a book haul. I have been putting off doing this because I have so many books, which then just kept having me have more books for this book haul. But we're gonna do this finally. Kind of how this is gonna run down, I've tried to keep them organized by author as best as I can. I do have like my book of the month books put together. I'm not gonna go into much detail about each book because we would be here absolutely forever. I don't even know how many books I have. I'll maybe put it on the end. I'll have to count them afterwards. Some of these books I have read, which makes me feel a little bit better, and some of them are like ones that I'm collecting certain editions for certain series. So let's get started. All right, so the first author that I've hauled tons of books for, and this is Elsie Silver. So I have hauled a bunch. Most of these I actually got from Pango Book. So the first one is Reckless by Elsie Silver. This is the one that's been most recently released, and I cannot wait for the next one to come out. So I did get this one in the People edition cover for that one. And I also have collected the indie published of the non-People covers. So we have Powerless, Reckless, Heartless, and Flawless. So I'm super excited. I will be getting both editions when the new one comes out. I have read all those books. So that makes me feel a little better. The next one is Dead of Winter by Darcy Coates. This is her newest one. It is a snowed in thriller / horror. I'm not exactly sure kind of which way it leans towards. I don't know too much about this one. I think I am going to save this more for the wintry time. I did try reading this, but it just was hard to get into a wintry book when it is 90 degrees outside. But I'm excited. It is kind of short compared to a lot of other Darcy Coates books, but I'm excited to see what she has written. The next one is one that I was really scared to try for a long time, but Bree from 4 Positive Books read it and really liked it, and this author is coming to a Polycon, and this is Priest by Sierra Simone. This is a dark romance, taboo romance with a priest. So super smutty. This will be my first Sierra Simone book, so I cannot wait to see if I like her works and continue working on some more of her books that she's written. The next one is Lucy Score, Rock Bottom Girl. This is a soccer romance between a soccer coach, and I want to say like I think it's the track coach or the cross country coach. Back at her old high school, she goes there to be a coach after some things have kind of gone down in her life, and she's really trying to kind of climb out of this hole, and she really didn't leave the town, I think, on like a great note, something like that. I really like soccer romances. I've never tried Lucy Score, so I'm excited to give this one a try. The next book is Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. This one was really popular last year, and I kind of didn't pick it up, and I don't really know why. I would like to give this one a try. I know the most recent one wasn't a big of a hit, I believe, as this one was, so I would like to get this read before the end of summer. I don't know if that will happen, but I'm really excited to try it. The next ones are my book of the month books. So I did get Lisa Jewell's new book, None of This Is True. I don't know anything about this. I don't like knowing anything about my thrillers going into them. Overall, I really do enjoy her writing. She was one of the really first thriller writers that I really started binging besides Gillian Flynn, so I'm excited to try out her new one. The next one is Just Another Missing Person by Gillian McAllister. I've not read anything by this author, but I know people really swear by her writing, and I'm excited to try this one out, and I really like this contrast of the blue background with the really pop of yellow on the cover, so I'm excited. Again, I don't know anything about it. The next one is kind of different than what I normally read, and this is The Spectacular, and it is by Fiona Davis. This one caught my eye because it takes place in New York City Radio City Music Hall, and I grew up as a dancer, so anything that has to do with like that type of atmosphere, culture really interests me, and this cover is absolutely gorgeous, so I decided to pick this one up. The next one I have already read, and it's Riley Sager's newest book, The Only One Left. I did talk about this one in a recent reads video. I will post it somewhere up above. The next one is Dark Corners by Megan Golden. Now this is a follow-up novel to, I believe it's The Night Swim, which I actually have not read yet. However, I wanted to make sure I have them both in Book of the Month editions, so I just did pick this up, and I'm hoping to get to those fairly soon. Everyone says I will love The Night Swim, so I felt fairly confident picking this one up without reading the prior one. The next one are 2 books that I have already read, but the author has been picked up to be traditionally published, and I wanted to make sure I had the indie published editions before they went out of stock. So the first one is The Serpent and the Wing of Night by Carissa Broadbent. I did read this book. I actually have it in paperback, but I wanted the hardcover edition to match my other ones, and the hardcover edition is absolutely gorgeous. This is Fantasy Romance, and I know this one, it actually might already be out of stock. And the next one, they haven't come out and said yet that they are not going to be selling this edition anymore, but I just wanted to make sure that I had it. And it's Six Scorched Roses, and this is like a novella in the same series, and again, an absolutely beautiful cover. I'm really excited to get these editions hopefully signed by Krista Bradpan at a Polycon. All right, so the next three are by the same author duo, and this is Krista and Becca Ritchie, and this is different novels of the Addicted to You series. So I have Ricocheted, Addicted for Now, and Kiss the Sky. I started reading these books, I think it was last month. I read the first one and really fell in love with it, and then Claire and I have been reading the series together. So I have read Ricocheted, which is used to be like a 1.5, but now it's marketed as book number 2. And then I also picked up Addicted for Now, which is the next book, and then Kiss the Sky. These are right now being traditionally published, really twisted, dark kind of romance about two people who have been really in love with each other, that have used each other kind of to cover up addictions, and kind of them struggling and coming to terms with their relationship and kind of coming over and hopefully healing and overcoming their addiction. So it's a really good series, and so I had to just keep picking up the books, so I have all of them eventually. The next one is a book that I have been screaming about. Again, I did talk about this in my recent reads video. I will post it up above. Like I said, this is Out on a Limb by Hannah Bowman Young. This book is great disability rep. This author is so sweet, and I absolutely adored this book. We have our two main characters, Winifred, who goes by Win, and our male character, Bo, and this is a surprise pregnancy trope, and they are getting to know each other while Win is pregnant. So I absolutely love this one. She has just been picked up traditionally as well, which is amazing. So again, I want to make sure I have this copy for an indie cover because I think it's absolutely gorgeous. The next two books are by the same author, and this is Mixed Signals and The Weeds. I absolutely loved Lovelight Farms, and these follow other people that were mentioned in that first book. However, I have that one is indie published, and these ones are now traditionally published, and they're not the same size, which really makes me sad. So if anyone has the indie versions of this one that they're willing to get rid of, please let me know. But I absolutely love these covers, and I think this one is one of them is spring, and I think this one is fall. So I need to get caught up on these because I think they're absolutely adorable stories, and I love Lovelight Farms. The next one is another romance that I've been wanting to read. It's super like spicy and taboo, I believe, and this is Praise by Sarah Kate. These are the new covers, the discreet covers. This is the first book in this Delicious Players Club, and I honestly don't know anything about this. Like, all it says is she's a good girl, but she's falling for the wrong man. That's all I want to know. I think this cover is really pretty. I love the splash of color, and all the other covers are like that dark background with like a bright color pop. So I'm excited to try out Sarah Kate. I haven't read anything by her, but I've heard nothing but great things, so I have high hopes for that one. The next book is a book I got from my indie bookstore. It was the first time I went into it. It is downtown. I used to not downtown a lot, and it has recently opened, and this is called Stupid Love by Danielle Dexter. She was at the bookstore. I missed the signing. I wanted to go to it, and so it is signed, and I don't know too much about this. I think it's something about like a bad breakup, and she returns back to her hometown, and that's all I know. But this cover, I love the bright pink. It'll look really pretty on my bookshelf. The next book is a book I already read, but I had let my mom borrow it on vacation, and she got it ruined, and she bought me another copy to replace it, and that is just Firefly Lane by Kristen Hanna. One of my favorite books. She actually really liked it too, so she just gave me a new one to keep in my collection. The next book is a book I cannot wait to read. Everyone's absolutely loving it. People are saying it's some of their top romance books of the year, and this is Forget Me Not by Julie Soto, and I believe this is her debut novel, which is even more amazing. I believe this is like a wedding planner and her grumpy ex. They have to work together, and it's spicy and it's really funny, they're saying, and this cover is absolutely gorgeous. The next one is The Nanny by Lana Ferguson. I heard for a traditionally published book, this is pretty spicy. I really love single dad nanny romances. I really found that's like my little niche that I'm really just get suckered in, and I've heard really good things about this book, and I'm excited to read it. I believe she has like an OnlyFans page or something, and like he discovers it. I don't know, I could be totally making that up, but I'm excited to try it. This next novel is a total throwback, but I saw a bunch of people talking about it, and I really wanted to try this author's writing, and so I figured I'm just gonna do it. And this is Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. I'm so late to this one, but I want to try it. I know zero about it, but I'm pretty sure it's hard-hitting romance. Again, Don't quote me on any of these things. I could totally be wrong, but I'm excited to try this one. All right, the next one is a book by Emily McIntyre, and this is Wretched. And then this is part of the Never After novel series. And this is, I believe, the Wizard of Oz inspired one. So I'm super excited. She did just release a new one, and it's inspired by The Hunchback of Notre Dame, and I believe it's like a priest one, and I'm so hyped for that one. That cover is absolutely gorgeous. So I need to continue reading this series so that I can get to that one. I know you don't have to read them in order, but I like to. The next one I got from Pango Books is one I've been wanting to try, but I'm very nervous to try, and this is Pestilence by Lauren Thalassa. This is the first book in the Four Horsemen series. I really want to try this one. This is the indie cover. I believe there are new covers for them. I could totally be wrong on this one. This is a fantasy romance. I heard people really like this series. They tend to like the beginning more than the end. Lauren Thalassa is another author that's coming to a Polycon, and I keep buying her books, but I'm not reading them yet, so I really need to prioritize. Maybe I should do like a taste test. Let me know down in the comments if that's something you would like to see. The next book is a book that I read for 7 stars in the Smut Den and loved it so much, and it was picked up recently by the traditionally publisher, which the book is out. I need to buy that edition. However, I had to have the indie edition, and this is Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman. This is a super dark romance, so please, if you are interested in this one, definitely be aware of going in. I would suggest looking up the trigger warnings because there is quite a few of them in this one, but this book was just perfection, and it will be one of my favorite books of the entire year, so I had to have the indie edition, and I hope someday to get this signed by her. All right, the next 3 books are books from one of my favorite authors, and that is Sophie Lark. Her books have been picked up as traditionally published as well. I wanted to finish out one of my series that I have by her and all their traditionally published ones, and so I did have to buy Bloody Heart from her. I do have all their other books in this series in the men on the cover, so I had to do that, and I ordered this right from her website, so it is signed, which I absolutely love. It was so cool receiving mail that said Sophie Lark on it. So this is, I want to say this is the 4th one in the series. I don't know, don't quote me on it. I have been some time since I've read this series, but I absolutely love this one. This is a series that really got me into Sophie Lark, and I just adore this book. So definitely check that out if you have not read Sophie Lark yet. I highly suggest her reading. The next one is the Brutal Prince Sophie Lark. This is the new covers that are being published by her. This is the indie edition of the discreet cover, but now if you go into Barnes & Noble, you see Sophie Lark traditionally published Brutal Prince, and I am loving that. I absolutely love this book. Obviously, it's the beginning of the Brutal Prince series, and this is just an amazing book, and the cover is really cool. I love that they accentuate the strawberries on it, so I had to pick this one up, and I eventually would like to have all the discreet covers as well. The next book is her newest book that's out, and this is Minx, and this is a spicy romance. I've heard really good things about this one. I haven't read it yet, unfortunately, but I really do need to get to it, and because I ordered it from her website, she had a sale when it was released, and it is signed already. So the more books I can have signed for her before going to a Polycon will be better, because I don't know how I'm going to pick which books to bring to a Polycon for her to sign. The next 2 books are by Kennedy Ryan, and the first one is The Kingsmaker, and this is, I believe, has just been republished as the traditional cover with the discreet cover, and I don't know anything about this. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I'm just super excited. The one book I've read by Kennedy Ryan I really enjoyed, so I want to read more by her. And the next one is the book that I've already read, and this is the new discreet cover that came out, and I think it's absolutely gorgeous, and it's Long Shot, and I absolutely love this one. This is the first series in the Hoops novel. This is very hard-hitting. I was not expecting it when I'm going into it, but absolutely adored it. I dropped it though when I left Barnes & Noble, and there's like dirt on it now, and I'm really sad, but I am so excited to add this to my collection. I think the cover is really pretty. All right, and we've made it to my last 2, and this one is Underneath the Sycamore Tree by B. Celeste. I got this off Pango Books. B. Celeste is an author that is at a Polycon, and this is a hard-hitting romance. I believe it does have chronic illness rep in it. Sister has an autoimmune disorder, so I'm excited. I feel like this might hit hard for me since my sister also has an autoimmune disorder, but I've heard great things and that it makes people cry, so I gotta be in the right mindset to read this one. And the very last book I hauled is The Things We Have Left Unfinished by Rebecca Yarros. This is one of the romance novels that she has written. This is a dual timeline and dual point of view, and Michelle from Michelle's Library did a Rebecca Yarros author's taste test video, and she really liked this, and she said she thinks I would like it as well, so I'm gonna give it a try. I believe the one point of view is in World War II, which I really like World War II setting, so I'm excited to give this one a try and see if I like her books as much as I liked Fourth Wing. So this is my recent book haul. It's not good. I know once school starts, I probably will not have as many books because I won't have as much time to get to the bookstore, but it doesn't stop me from online shopping. Let's be honest. So let me know down in the comments below, what is the most recent book you hauled. If you're not feeling chatty, send a book stack emoji because I literally have stacks of books all around me. So if you want to take this crazy and chaotic journey with me, please make sure to press the subscribe button. If you want my friend on any of my other social media platforms, I'm on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. And I do have my own Patreon. All that information is linked down below. Stay kind, loves. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Close your eyes.